Hey guys, this is Incoming Future Movies, and this time I'll be discussing movie sequels of 2013. These will include Hangover Part 3, Star Trek Into Darkness, The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, Hunger Games Catching Fire, and Fast and Furious 6. Now before I get started on them, I would tell you this first. If you do not want to know what is going to happen in these 5 movies, then I would suggest that you stop watching now. So anyway, for those who continued, we will first look at The Hangover Part 3. Warner Bros. And Todd Phillips, the director of The Hangover 1 and 2, have announced the third movie to be the last of The Hangover. The Hangover Part 2 reached $6 million worldwide. Fortunately for the fans, Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, Zach Galifianakis, and Justin Bartha will be returning to play their parts as Phil, Stu, Alan, and Doug. Ken Jeong, Heather Graham, and Jeffrey Tambor will return to complete the familiar supporting cast. John Goodman may be joining Part 3 as the Wolfpack's antagonist. I have heard that Part 3 of The Hangover may involve the Wolfpack trying to break Alan out of a mental institution. The Hangover Part 3 will be released May 24th, 2013. Let's move on to Star Trek Into Darkness now, and this is a bit of the plot. The crew of the Enterprise are called back home, and they find the world in a state of crisis. Kirk has a score to settle, and so he leads a manhunt to a war-zone world to capture, and I quote, a one-man weapon of mass destruction. Sacrifices must be made for the only family Kirk has left, his crew. As Kirk's father was killed by Eric Bana in the first movie, we must presume his mother is killed by the one-man weapon of mass destruction. There are thoughts that the villain may be Gary Mitchell, who happened to be a Starfleet lieutenant commander, which makes sense of the person within the organization that has ruined everything. Star Trek Into Darkness will be released in cinemas in May 17th, 2013. Here's a bit of the trailer.
There's greatness in you, but there's not an ounce of humility. You think that you can't make mistakes, but there's gonna come a moment when you realize you're wrong about that. And you're gonna get yourself and everyone under your command killed.
The Hobbit 2, The Desolation of Smaug, which refers to the unpopulated lands around Eredor and the city of Dale, which were left scorched after the dragon Smaug attacked and claimed the land as his own, which includes masses of treasures belonging to the dwarves. Benedict from Star Trek Into Darkness is voicing the fire-breathing dragon. Bilbo Baggins, played by Martin Freeman, encounters this monster on his own in the Smaug Goldfield lair. But of course, this second film won't be the last of The Hobbit, and everyone should suspect a large battle in film 3, The Hobbit There and Back Again. The Hobbit 2 will be released on December 13th, 2013. Jennifer Lawrence plays Katniss once again in the next Hunger Games movie, Catching Fire. Josh Hutcherson also returns as Peter, plus many other characters return, as well as many new ones. Here's a bit of the plot. After winning the 74th Annual Hunger Games, Katniss and Peter must leave their families and friends behind to embark on a victor's tour of the districts. Along the way, Katniss senses a rebellion is coming, but the capital is still in control as they prepare for the 75th Annual Hunger Games. Saving the best till last, and we have Fast and Furious 6. In Fast and Furious 6 we see Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, Brian O'Connor, played by Paul Walker, and their fellow professional criminals, or car racers, return to help the police who tried to stop them in the Fast 5 movie. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays Hobbs, who asks a favour to Toretto to summon his team to help stop an organisation of skilled mercenary drivers that he has been tracking across 12 countries. Their leader, played by Luke Evans, is aided by the love Toretto thought was dead, Letty or Michelle Rodriguez. Their payment would be full pardons so they can return to their homes and make their families whole again. Fast and Furious 6 is directed by Justin Lin, who comes back for his 4th time in the Fast and Furious franchise. It is amazing how much the Fast and Furious movies have grown from the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift to Fast 5, but after the 6th there are still more plans for the 7th to be released. Now here is the full trailer.
This is what 100 million buys, huh? It wasn't that hard to find you, Toretto.
Wasn't hiding.
Last week, a team of highly coordinated drivers took down an entire military convoy.
You know Rio was my last job.
Oh, I know you didn't do it. But you're gonna help me take down the team that did.
And why is that, Hobbs?
Been chasing this crew across 12 countries. This was taken a week ago.
It's impossible.
I need your help, Dom. I need your team.
Why do I smell baby oil?
You keep running your pie hole, you're gonna smell an ass kicking.
You got the best crew in the world standing right in front of you. Give them a reason to stay.
Our target's Owen Shaw, former Spec Ops soldier. For years, they've been running jobs in Europe, but it's our most recent jobs that graduated them to a whole new level. The loss of life is unthinkable. I'm offering you a chance to make your family whole again.
You get us close to Letty and we'll get you Shaw. And you give us full pardons all the way around.
I can't promise you that.
That's the deal. Take it or leave it. Ride or die.
We're not dealing with cops, with drug dealers. I've never seen this before.
This code you live by makes you predictable. In our line of work, predictable means vulnerable. I can reach out and break you whenever I want.
You believe in ghosts?
Maybe the Letty we once knew is gone.
You don't turn your back on family. Even when they do.
Life in the fast lane. The next speed of life and I can't slow down. You gotta hold it in the gas tank. I'm at the finish line so I can't stop.
Guys, they got a tank. Damn.
We talking vehicular warfare.
This is not what we do.
Life in the fast lane.